Hey guys, welcome back to a new video of mine. In today's video, as you can see from the thumbnail, I'm continuing my second part of the previous video I made, which was Rockstar Games, The Rise and the Beginning. So this is the second part, and if you guys have not watched first part, then I will pin that in the description. Make sure to just check that out. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel and also drop a like in this video, and let's get straight into the video. Alright, so if you guys remember, in my last video, I had talked about the first few games and other stuff about Rockstar Games. And then at the end, I said that I would talk about the remaining stuff in the second part, which is this video. Well, now where do I start from? Alright, I got it. GTA 4. Alright, so GTA 4 was released in 29 April 2008 and is an action-adventure game which we already know. And it actually came out later in Microsoft Windows in December 2. And all the fans were desperately waiting for this game. And when it came out, was GTA 4 successful? Well, with already a huge number of fans and Rockstar Games' successful position in the gaming market, that's a whooping yes. Grand Theft Auto 4 broke industry sales record and became the fastest selling entertainment product in history at that time, earning US $310 million in its first day and US $500 million in its first week. Now, even their budget for the making of this game was not cheap. Rockstar Games spent an estimate of $100 million to make this game, which made GTA 4 one of the expensivest games ever made. Okay, now let's get to know more about GTA 4. Alright, so the game is played from a third-person perspective and its world is navigated on foot and by vehicle. Throughout the single-player mode, players control Nico Bellic. An online multiplayer mode is also included with the game, allowing up to 32 players to engage in both cooperative and competitive gameplay. In a recreation of the single-player setting, two expansion packs were later released for the game, The Lost and Damned and The Ballad of Gay Tony, which both features new plots that are interconnected with the main Grand Theft Auto 4 storyline and follow new protagonists. Now, the development of Grand Theft Auto 4 began soon after the release of San Andreas and was shared between many of Rockstar studios worldwide. The game introduced a shift to a more realistic and detailed style and tone for the series. Unlike previous entries, Grand Theft Auto 4 lacked a strong cinematic influence, as the team attempted an original approach to the story. As part of their research for the open world, the development team conducted extensive field research in New York, capturing over 100,000 photographs and several hours of the video. The developer considered the world to be the most important element of the game, though not the largest map in the series, considered it comparable in scope due to its verticality and level of detail. Rockstar's president Sam Houser felt that following up San Andreas was a nightmare. Rockstar note, the core 220-person team behind the game co-opted studios owned by parent company Rockstar to facilitate development between a full team of over 1,000, including 50 employees at Rockstar NYC, 40 at Rockstar Lincoln, 10 at Rockstar San Diego, and around 600-700 working part-time internally and externally. Some key members of the development team worked 12-hour days during production, often without holidays. The team decided to continue the numbering scheme absent from the previous two main games to represent the same leap in production as Grand Theft Auto 2 1999 to Grand Theft Auto 3 2001. Development of Grand Theft Auto 4 ceased by 21 April 2008 when the game was submitted for manufacturing. Next, story and character development. The game's script, written by Dan Houser and Robert Humphries, is about 1,000 pages long. Approximately 660 actors provided voices for the game, over 80,000 lines of dialogue. After conceiving the character and setting, Dan Houser spoke with his brother Sam Houser and Leslie Benzies to bounce story ideas before writing a rough synopsis, a 6-page detailed document. Once the synopsis was reworked, the designers broke it into missions represented by a large flow document demonstrating each section. The writers then worked on the introductions to the missions. The gameplay dialogue comes much later. Unlike previous Grand Theft Auto games, Grand Theft Auto 4 does not have cinematic influences. Next, the art design. Grand Theft Auto 4 sees a shift in the series to a more realistic and detailed style and tone, partially a result of the transition to consoles, which offered high-definition graphics and the new and improved capabilities of such consoles. The development team worked to represent the upgrade in quality across all design aspects while maintaining the coherence of the previous games. The team took the game's development as an opportunity to strip things back and start again, refining the art style without losing the style of the series. They distanced the game from the cartoon-like style of its predecessors while creating a new style that was consistent across all aspects of the game. Now, what all marketing strategies and plans did Rockstar Games do to make GTA 4 viral? Well, some viral marketing strategies were used to promote the game. Wanted posters were placed around New York City promoting the game's characters and website. Billboard versions were also posted throughout the city. Murals and posters advertising the game were placed on buildings and public transport. Now, the Chicago Transit Authority, also called as CTA, removed advertisements promoting the game from the property in April 2008. Take-Two filed a lawsuit in response, claiming that the CTA had violated a contract. Visitors to the website of VKTT Talk Radio, a fictional radio station within the game, were offered a chance to leave a voicemail message stating their problems. Prior to leaving the message, callers were asked to read the terms and conditions, which revealed some of the voicemail message would be selected for use in the game. Now, what about the critical response and the day GTA 4 came out? Grand Theft Auto 4 received universal acclaim from critics according to review aggregator Metacritic. It is the second highest rated game on the site and the highest rated PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 game. Reviewers praised the narrative, open world design, and combat system. Hilary Goldstein of IGN felt that the game sets a new benchmark for open world games, and Andrew Rayner of Game Informer wrote that the game completely changes the landscape of gaming. Well, now you might be thinking that, everything is going great and smooth. Like, what went wrong? Well, everything was going great, but there has also been some controversies. Let me explain. Alright, so in 2007, lawyer Jack Thompson, known for his campaigns against the series, stated that he would take measures to prevent the sale of Grand Theft Auto 4 to minors. On 14th March, Take-Two filed a lawsuit against Thompson to preemptively restrict his attempts to ban the game from sale. Thompson responded by filing a countersuit accusing Take-Two of violating federal RICO statutes, committing perjury and obstruction of justice, and conspiring to deprive him of his civil rights. On 20 April, both parties reached a settlement agreeing to drop their lawsuits. Thompson was barred from suing to ban the sale or distribution of Take-Two's games, but able to act as counsel in lawsuits by other parties, while Take-Two agreed to drop the contempt of court lawsuit against Thompson regarding alleged improper conduct during the court hearings for Rockstar Games Bully 2006. Now, on 18th September 2007, Thompson filed a document with a federal court in Florida claiming the assassination target of a mission in Grand Theft Auto 4 is a lawyer character based upon himself. He threatened to take necessary and proper means to stop release of the game if the similarities were not removed. In April 2008, Thompson wrote a letter directed to the mother of Take-Two chairman Strauss Zelnick, in which he labeled Grand Theft Auto a murder simulator and criticized Zelnick's upbringing, compared his Boy Scouts experience to Hitler Youth. Thompson subsequently claimed that he sent the letter to Zelnick's lawyer, formulating it as a parody to induce shame in Zelnick. Alright, so that was all about GTA 4. Now let's talk about the stuff which came after that. Alright, so there was a lot of games which came after GTA 4, like GTA 4 The Lost and Damned, GTA Chinatown Wars, Beaterator, GTA The Ballad of Kate Tony, and they were also doing pretty fine. But there was one game which stood out from the rest. And yes, I'm talking about RDR1, aka Red Dead Redemption. So, Red Dead Redemption is a 2010 action-adventure game published by Rockstar Games, a successor to 2004's Red Dead Revolver. It is the second game in the Red Dead series. Red Dead Redemption is set during the decline of the American frontier in the year 1911. It follows John Marston's, a former outlaw who, after his wife and son are taken hostage by the government in ransom for his services as a hired gun, and sets out to bring 3 members of his former gang to justice. Gameplay: Red Dead Redemption is a Western-themed action-adventure game played from a third-person perspective. Players control John Marston and completes missions, linear scenarios with set objectives to progress through story. In the epilogue, players control John's son Jack. Outside of missions, players may freely roam around the open world consisting of the American states New Austin and the West Elizabeth fictionalized versions of the Western United States and the fictional Mexican state Nuevo Paraíso. Different breeds of horses are the main forms of transportation, each with the different attributes. Horses must be tamed in the wild, stolen, or purchased. Players can utilize trains and carriages for quick travel. Undeveloped land features rugged, vast lands with occasional travelers, bandits, and wildlife. Urban settlements range from isolated farmhouses to crowded towns. Now, the development. After the May 2004 release of Red Dead Revolver, publisher Rockstar Games wanted to create its own Western video game from scratch. It had acquired Revolver from Capcom in 2003 after years of development and completed development within 9 months. Early development began in 2005 and full development commenced in 2006. Following the formation of a core development team, Rockstar's San Diego 180% team co-opted Rockstar's Leeds, New England, North and Toronto studios to facilitate development between a full team of over 1,000. Having exhausted the use of previous hardware on other projects, Rockstar felt inspired realizing the potential power of the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. Analyzed estimations place the game's combined development and marketing budget between $80 million and $100 million, which would make it one of the most expensivest games to develop. The game's development received controversy following accusations of unethical working practices at Rockstar San Diego, including the 12-hour workdays and 6-day weeks, with a lower than the industry average salary increase. Now, what about the sales of this game? We know it was pretty popular, but how successful was it? So prior to the release of Red Dead Redemption, Michael Patcher of Wedbush Securities estimated that it would need to sell at least 1.75 million units, which generates $80 million to break even, and 3.5 million units to earn a profit. According to Joystick, a source at Rockstar claimed that the game required 4 million sales to recoup development costs, but that the publisher expected to lose money and was more interested in improving the talent of Rockstar San Diego. Red Dead Redemption was the best-selling game of May 2010, selling over 1.5 million copies, according to the NPD Group. It sold over 5 million copies in its first week. In June 2010, distributor Take-Two Interactive CEO Ben Feder stated that the game was nearing profitably for the company. By September 2010, the game had shipped 6.9 million copies, exceeding Take-Two's performance expectations for the quarter. It was the 5th best-selling game of 2010. The Xbox 360 version was the 9th best-selling individual platform game. The game sold 8 million copies by February 2011, contributing to a 7.7% profit increase for Take-Two for the quarter. It shipped 8.5 million copies in its first year and over 11 million copies by August 2011. 2 million of which were retail units of Undead Nightmare. By February 2017, Red Dead Redemption had shipped over 15 million units. As of September 2021, the game and its prequel had shipped almost 62 million copies, combined with Red Dead Redemption around 23 million units shipped, making it one of the best-selling video games. Alright, now what about the promotions done by Rockstar Games and the day of the release? Well, an early trailer for an untitled Western project by Rockstar Games was shown at Sony's E3 conference in May 2005. It was a technology demonstration of Rage for the PlayStation 3 and theorized to be a sequel to Red Dead Revolver. Rockstar officially announced Red Dead Redemption on February 3, 2009. The debut trailer was released on May 6, 2009, introducing the game's protagonist. The game received an extensive and expensive marketing campaign, during which Rockstar partnered with several companies and media outlets, including IGN, GameSpot, Love Film, Microsoft, and YouTube. To encourage pre-order sales, Rockstar collaborated with several retail outlets to provide pre-order bonuses, including exclusive in-game horses, outfits, and weapons. Rockstar also released a special edition of the game in special packaging with a copy of the soundtrack. The game was exhibited at PAX East in late March 2010 with a 15-30-minute playable demonstration. Rockstar released a Facebook application, Red Dead Redemption Gunslingers, in April 2010. The following month, Red Dead Redemption, The Man from Blackwater, a machinima short film directed by John Hillcoat, aired in the United States on the television network Fox. The game missed its original projected late 2009 and April 2010 release dates pushed back to May 18, 2010 in North America and May 21 internationally, setting the optimal time frame for release. And that was the popular RDR game. But in Rockstar games, as you know, it's not these games which make them so popular. It's the series of Grand Theft Auto which have made them so popular. And from this, I'm pretty sure you guys know what I'm coming to. Yes, I'm talking about the next thing, which was, well, Grand Theft Auto 5, often called as GTA 5. Now, about this game, I am totally speechless because I've already seen how they beat all the records of the gaming industry and still being one of the most trendiest games even after 11 years, which is very, very rare. And it is still played by millions, even to this day. Like, what game have you seen get $800 million on the first day and $1 billion in the second day and over $1.15 billion on the third day? And GTA 5 becomes the most famous game of the company. Now, what did Rockstar Games do to make this game so famous and what impact has it had in the gaming industry? Well, now GTA 5 has changed gaming forever in multiple ways. Massive open world. GTA 5 introduced a massive open world with detailed graphics and immersive gameplay. Players could explore an entire city and its surrounding areas with countless activities and missions to complete. Multiple protagonists. GTA 5 was one of the first games to feature multiple playable protagonists with unique abilities and storylines. This innovative approach to storytelling added depth and complexity to the game, allowing players to switch between characters and experience different perspectives. Online multiplayer. GTA Online, the multiplayer component of GTA 5, revolutionized online gaming by offering a persistent open world where players could interact, compete, and collaborate with each other. This mode has continued to evolve with regular updates and new content, keeping players engaged long after the game's release. High production values. GTA 5 set a new standard for production values in gaming, with Hollywood quality writing, voice acting, and music. The game's attention to detail and immersive world building raised the bar for other developers, inspiring them to create more ambitious and cinematic games. Overall, Grand Theft Auto 5's impact on gaming can be seen in its innovative gameplay, storytelling, and online features, setting a new benchmark for open world action games. Now, what did Rockstar Games do to make this game so famous? Well, they did trailers and gameplay footage. Rockstar Games released a series of trailers and gameplay footage leading up to the release of GTA 5. These videos showcase the game's graphics, gameplay, mechanics, and storyline, generating buzz and excitement among fans. Social media. Rockstar Games utilized their social media accounts such as Twitter and Facebook to engage with fans and share updates about the game. They also ran promotions and contests on social media platforms to build anticipation for the game. Events and conventions. Rockstar Games attended major gaming events and conventions such as E3 and Gamescom to showcase GTA 5 and allow players to try out the game demo. This allowed fans to experience the game firsthand and generated positive word of mouth. Merchandise and limited editions. Rockstar Games offered merchandise and limited edition versions of GTA 5, including special collector's edition with exclusive content such as artwork, maps, and in-game bonuses. This incentivized fans to pre-order the game and added to the hype surrounding its release. Partnerships and collaborations. Rockstar Games collaborated with various brands and companies to promote GTA 5. This included partnership with music labels for the game's soundtrack as well as collaborations with other entertainment franchises to create cross-promotional content. Reviews and media coverage. Prior to the game's release, Rockstar Games provided early copies of GTA 5 to gaming journalists and influencers for review. Positive reviews from these sources helped build excitement and anticipation for the game. Overall, Rockstar Games employed a multi-phased marketing strategy to promote GTA 5, utilizing a combination of trailers, social media, events, merchandise, partnerships, and reviews to generate buzz and drive sales. Now, after the release, everyone was waiting for GTA 6 no matter the cost. Well, after GTA 5, they waited for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, and 11 years. Now, obviously, this was a lot of time, and just when people thought that they may not be making it very soon, this happened.